right.
preparation here.
Preparation. Well, you know what that is. This is episode. I believe it's 4. I know we said 3, but I believe it's 4. Am I wrong?
I think it's 4. I think it's 4.
Okay. Yeah, man. 3. You know, we just we hit it. We were trying to hit for second base, if you know what I mean. We wasn't trying to knock it out of the park.
Ayo.
But
Ayo.
episode 4. Episode 4. You hadn't seen us in what? A dog's age, about 5 days. To me, what has your 5 days brought you? Joy or rain or sunshine? Tell us a little bit about the week.
Yeah. Well, I harvested the first round on my garden. I got a couple veggies that I'm probably never gonna eat, but we're starting to harvest. I busted my irrigation system, and then we went to Six Flags and rode some roller coasters and hung out and stuff. So it was a
Okay.
good week. What about
Okay.
you, man?
Well, look, man. Just a real quick question about yourself, but with you being futura esposa to a Venezuelan. If you don't know what that means, that's English for future wife. The man's engaged to a lovely lady from Venezuela, and
Not
I
yet.
just want to
Not
know:
yet, actually.
does that garden look different from the average American garden? Is there more peppers? I mean, what are we looking at here as far as reaping the harvest?
Well, actually, Venezuelans don't like spicy foods, so there's no peppers at all.
Mm,
Well, there are some. There's some bell peppers,
yeah,
and I got some like spicy stuff, but it's just for me. And then I got Roma tomatoes, regular tomatoes, squash, zucchini. I did okra too,
yeah,
and I got some strawberries too. But we'll see how it's all gonna work out.
dude. It sounds like a thriving garden to me. Any man that is willing to put themselves out there and learn a new craft such as gardening, because you haven't gardened before. Would you say that? Would you say that?
Uh,
No.
I I
Or are
mean,
you
I've been
new?
around gardens. All my family has gardened, and
Yeah, but what does that
I have
mean? Do you have your feet wet, or I mean, do you have
I have
longevity?
done I have done like potted like gardens, like just like not in the ground. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
what I have right now are big pots, but they're like big pots, like
Mm.
30-gallon or
You
something
trying to say
something
something? You trying to
crazy.
tell us something we don't
Oh, I got
already?
big pots, and I cannot lie. Yeah.
Okay.
No, but my dad came. He brought some manure from the pasture next door. We got a neighbor who has a whole bunch of cattle, and then I got some topsoil, and then I put some blood meal, bone meal in there,
Yeah.
and dude, it's taken off.
They said that mushroom compost is pretty good. I've heard that from the old timers. I don't know.
Any
I'm not
compost is good. Like
any
any compost
compost.
is good.
It should
Yeah.
more people should garden, dude, because the world today is getting to be a scary place. And I mean, I ain't saying the worst can happen, but the worst of the worst can happen. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well,
But
my
a
parents,
person
they've
that
been gardening and go ahead.
no, I'm just saying, a person that takes up a craft such as gardening, it's a beautiful thing, and actually, it's very tranquil. Uh, maybe I do it. Maybe I'll start with like just a small bonsai tree. You know, is that a beginner
Yeah,
step?
I don't know if bonsai is beginner. You have to learn a lot about like a garden is like you can just go buy some plants from Home Depot, put them in the soil and water them, and then hope they do good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
but
pretty beginner. A
how much do you
bonsai,
have to know
there's a lot
about
more
trimming
to
a
it.
tree?
Well, you
Let
also have
me
to know
ask you
about the
something. You
roots and
trim your
then
pubes?
training it. Oh yeah, baby,
If
you
you
already
trim your
know.
pubes, you can trim a bonsai tree.
I
Non-disclosure.
guess that's a good point.
Well, look,
Never
man.
looked at it that way.
Like I said, kind of what goes on the line with like garden. People planting a garden. Is I pulled up to a guy this week, and it's actually my father-in-law. He's over the age, just a senior citizen. Let's just say that to be safe, because I don't want to specify his age. But this man, every morning, he puts up these covers in his window to protect his dash, so they say. And I just see that, and I
Yeah.
think immediately it tells a lot about a person. Like it tells me that you have probably around a 750 credit score, because I don't think anybody that's putting that up is below a 600. I would love that.
Uh,
I know you never find that statistic, but
Well, is it to protect your dash, or is it to prevent heat from coming in through the biggest window and the least tinted window, or both?
All
I
right.
do it because I don't like my car getting so dang hot.
Well, we can go ahead and point out the fact that what they were saying to protect the dash. I think that was a way just to get money. Hey, let's make a good slogan for this. Let's protect this dash,
So you don't have a dash or whatever they're called. I don't know, a visor, a
brother.
sun visor for your car.
I work in a bad spot in Beaumont. I leave my
Hmm.
windows down. Maybe I shouldn't say that because the insurance company hears this, they're gonna be like, yeah. But anyways, I'm trying to get. I don't care if that thing comes up missing. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
And
well,
if the
my
dash
my
goes with
neighbor's
it,
car got stolen yesterday.
really interesting.
Yes, it's
And
so crazy.
you're in a pretty high neighborhood up there in Oregon, huh? Excuse me.
Yeah, apparently, the word is it's kids, but I just don't
Mm,
know about that because
yeah,
kids don't just know how to like. I mean, they can steal the car, but then what to do with it afterwards is like I don't think that like 16-year-old kids have their buddies chop shot. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a chop
yeah,
shot phone call, so
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, maybe so, but
And,
yeah,
and,
my neighbor
and
came around this morning. I was actually watering my garden, and she was like, did your camera, did your doorbell camera pick up anything?" And I was like, "No, I just checked it, and there's nothing there." She said, "Yeah, around 3 a.m., some kids came and, or she thinks it was kids, came and stole her husband's truck
yeah, that's a
right
shame.
next door."
Well,
Well,
and
you shouldn't
just
leave your car unlocked with the keys in it. You know what I'm saying? But
some people
still,
do, but that's because they feel safe. They thought their
I know.
environment was safe.
Yeah, what a slap in the
Well,
face,
and
to
it just
them.
leads me to a quick spin-off question because when somebody's like they think it's the kids, have you ever thought like adults has adapted that for like a cop
Oh
out?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
Well, yeah.
I was talking, and you know, me, in your career field, we won't say, but in your career field, because I was talking to this young guy. Not young, I'm young myself, but guy around my age, I was like, here's the deal: is like old timers will swear it's the kids, but in all reality, it's backwards. It's the parents because that's what allowed this. So, do
Well,
you think the
yeah.
kids are a cop out?
I guess it depends on the situation, but parents are that is the
Well, that's what
biggest
I'm saying. You could talk on
problem in
that.
America. I would say that parents in America need to freaking get their lives together. They need to start being strict like our parents were to us. I mean, hopefully they're or your grandparents. It don't matter. Just you need to be strict. But you know why that's not going to happen? It takes
Why?
a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears to be strict to your kids. You can't
Yeah,
just say something and then they do it, and then you don't punish them. You got to stand by your word. You got to have some balls. You got to deal with your kids not loving you all the time. Like they might not always want to come up and give you a hug and a kiss. They might be pissed at you, but 20 years from now, they're not going to be a piece of shit. They're going to be a
yeah.
good, like, stand up citizen who's not going to steal the neighbor's car.
Well, and
That's why
my
you're
thing
doing
is,
it.
yeah, and that's my thing, dude. We had tough love back in the day, which I'm sure a lot of other people had. Hopefully my age, but it was just like I will say that I think that even on my parenting end, and I see it on other parenting ends, but when we got something taken away, it was gone. Like it was no conversation if the man, which was daddy, I'm gonna say it like that, Southeast Texas daddy. If he said a month, it was a month, and you don't get it back till the next time the calendar hits the
And you
same date in
didn't
30
even
days.
ask. You didn't
Did
even ask because you knew it
no,
wasn't a question. Kids these
no,
days will try to talk to the parent like they're their friend and try to convince them to not go through with the punishment. Or, hey, it's been a week. I know you said a month. No.
yeah, that's a point there. That's a point, brother. I'm putting
Yeah,
you in
that I
one
mean,
up.
whew, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and
But
and and
that's
and
but here's the
and,
thing:
and
you can't tell a parent how to parent.
that's right.
So what are we gonna do about it?
Well, and long ago, I feel like it's probably been around forever. But dude, you got to imagine the '50s. They were like, lay it to my kids, dude. I don't care. Get the hardest piece of like petrified wood, drill 5 holes in it, lay it
Yeah.
to them, and then
Can
somewhere
you
around the
give him
line,
swats?
the
Why didn't you
discussion.
already do it? Yeah.
Well, somewhere around the line, the discussion came up. They were like, "Well, the school's not whipping my kid,"
Uh-huh.
and then I see the point, but then it just passed over, and then finally we got this whole generation where they're like, "We're going to take the paddle out of the school." You know what I
Well,
mean?
have you seen the videos of the group of kids? It's like 15, 20 kids, and this started becoming a thing. They'd go into CVS's and just take stuff and run out, and no one's
Weird.
gonna stop them. Yeah,
Just
shocker.
don't care. I
Be
mean,
careful
look,
the company
Walmart's
you
having to
keep. My parents.
revise their whole way they shelve things because we got boys in there trying to steal them. Little something. It's all right.
Well, in
Well, look,
California, going viral for allowing people to steal stuff because they have those laws, it doesn't make anything better. It only makes it worse. Not that
well,
that's the culprit, but
just to wrap the question up before we go into a few topics, do
mhm.
you think would you allow if you had a child? As of right now, you don't, but I know it's coming soon, and I'm hoping you'll make the announcement on this show for everybody to see.
Well, I've got a surprise for you.
Hey,
Hey, all
anyways,
right.
hey, do you feel that it is right? Would you let the school whip your child?
One
That's a hot
hundred
take
percent.
because I know, but there's a lot of parents like, no, 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 no.
100%. Why not?
What?
That's my question. Why not?
Well, and let's just base it because we say we off of the show we base it off of common sense. So let's just take the emotional side out that most parents have because it is their child. Which, granted, at the end of the day, you have the right to choose yay or nay. Am So, do you believe? So when a child gets into society and they break a rule, whether it's your paddle or whoever else is, whether it's in paddle, I use paddle metaphorically as far as you have like your correction, a job's correction, God forbid the police's correction. If they mess up, there are repercussions. So that's why I asked: do you think from a common sense standpoint, emotions to the side for a parent? Do you think that that is fair for be like, yeah, you know what? It is the best for a child because in any phase of life, they are going to have repercussions, and this is a repercussion from the school. Just does
Well,
that make
what the
sense?
parent it's yeah, I no, I agree 100%, and I'm all for um corporal punishment in schools. However, I mean, if you don't hit your kids in the first place, then you're not going to want the school to do it either. So, I mean, there's always that, but that was an option whenever we were growing up. But then the old school parents who actually, had kids who needed number one, they needed to get paddled. Like I needed to get paddled. And my
I
mom needed to
agree.
spank me.
I
And
agree with
if
myself.
I if
Yeah.
I grew up in the school these days, I'd be running circles around these teachers and these admin because they can't do anything. They can't actually do anything. Oh, you see me in an ISS? What do you freaking do? I'll just do it again, and maybe I'll get caught, maybe I won't. But think about the the benefit of doing it versus the con of getting caught. There's not really a big con anymore. What do you do?
Yeah.
Like, bro, go to ISS. A lot of
For a
kids
week,
love
I'll
that.
fade that
You
quick.
know what I think's crazy? Hey, you got into a fight. We're gonna suspend you from school for 3 days. Well, great. Now I get to play Fortnite for 3 days in a row. Like I don't care.
Exactly. And that's how parents are, though, dude. Most of the time, when you have a consistent somebody that is consistently disobeying, most of the time, let's agree, it's not in a household that's going to be like, son, get in that bedroom again. We're going to wear the backside out. You know what I mean? It's mostly the houses
Yeah.
that's like, dang it. And then that's it. It's just like, it make
Gosh
you,
darn
do
it,
you
Timothy.
understand how it makes me look as a parent? I'm going to bed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Now you
That's
don't
it.
do it again. Yeah.
That's the
Words don't mean
correction.
anything. Yeah.
So therefore, what I'm saying is, the next stage of life, it only gets worse. That's actually reality. So these kids that obviously aren't getting, say that the necessary discipline, are going into the real world and being what Coach Jube used to
Yeah,
call Rudy Poots. Rudy Poots.
yeah. No,
We got
knowing
a
that
world
they
full
can
of
get
Rudy
away with
Poots.
most things.
It's
Yeah. Yep,
disgusting.
I agree.
Well, look,
Yep.
man, as far as the week goes, this TikTok ban is getting, I mean, it's getting
Yeah.
interesting. It's getting interesting just because I say not for myself. And I got to be honest with you, I ain't really anything about China either. I'm just looking at my wife like, what you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if TikTok goes out the window, I'm going to have
Well, okay. So
I'm going to lose
TikTok
another
doesn't
Xbox
affect
day,
me
boys.
literally. Yeah, TikTok doesn't affect me at all. So like, because Francis doesn't get on it, I don't get on it. I mean, the same videos that are on TikTok are like falling into YouTube Shorts
Yeah.
or Instagram Reels. So is Christian pretty big on TikTok? Do you get on TikTok? Like, is this a big deal to y'all? Because to me, I don't give a dang.
I mean, I don't care. So here's what they say. They say basically the app will not disappear from your phone. So if you once this goes into effect, so let me just roll out the red carpet. Can I do that? And just give you the
Yeah,
background if you
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And for a lot of people, they're like, they said TikTok, why? Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
so TikTok, they signed a bill earlier this week. Joe Biden,
Wrong.
not Donald Trump. Yeah, Joe Biden,
Wrong.
not Donald Trump.
Mhm.
And basically saying that TikTok had 9 months. 9 months. Now, basically, it's not TikTok, but it's a company called ByteDance to sell the
To
company.
sell.
To sell
Yeah, I read
the
that.
company. Now, this company is based out of China. And so they
Dang, look
think
at
that
this.
TikTok basically could be at some point basically asked by the Chinese government or whoever. I'm not gonna look. I think
Yeah.
Chinese people. I've met a lot of good Chinese people. So, but the government appears to have some issues. But they're gonna take some of this knowledge and turn it back to influence the American people, which 170 million American people are on TikTok. That is a population influence. So that's just,
Mhm.
like I said, they have 9 months to sell this. If not, Apple and Google will pull it off of their platforms. You cannot update. So if you have it on your phone, you can basically, you'll just have what you have. You can't update it. You can't do no more. If you're looking for TikTok, you won't be able to find it. So there's that.
Well,
90
I
days.
mean, I think it's fine. I mean, in Texas, they passed these laws with the porn industry.
Yeah.
Why not get TikTok's basically porn for teenagers. Get it out of here. It's stupid.
Well, and just to be clear, it is to sell or be banned from the U.S. So either way, in 9 months, if ByteDance doesn't sell that, then which basically I would assume that it was to a company that was non-Chinese founded. Could you agree?
Mm. Um, yeah, but
Uh,
why would they do that?
yeah,
Like,
that's
that's
what
to
I'm
get their
saying. It's a
money.
crazy request. TikTok's a probably multi-billion-dollar business. Correct?
Let's look it up.
How much is TikTok worth?
TikTok worth 100 billion.
I mean, I saw that last week. Maybe
100 billion.
Joe
Yeah.
Biden out there being like, "Hey, bud, um,
What did I say? Pause.
just 9 months, 9
4 more years.
months."
Pause.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I
Bro,
look.
if he wins, and look, this is you know me, you know my political track record. If Joe Biden wins, it's rigged.
What would you? Okay, we'll stay anonymous to the political side of what you are, but the thing is, so what do you think? So time out in this same. Let's not. Okay, TikTok is the highlight to this. Okay, 9 months, blue down, but also in this same bill, $90 billion Same bill, $90 billion was to go forward to aid Ukraine because they are suffering from shortages of fuel and missiles. What do you think about that? For one, for Americans that are confused, when you say we're going to send $60 billion, first of all, where does $60 billion come from? It's not just air. Am I correct? It comes from somewhere.
My guess is that it would come from the Treasury, which is the taxes that we just passed. Well, you said 60 or 90 billion, right? What
I
is it?
said
90 to 60?
60 billion.
Okay. Well, just so you know, it costs around 20 billion per year to completely solve homelessness in America.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
that's 3 years of homeless people just solved. And even if we didn't do that, let's see, what is hunger? Let's see, how much to solve hunger in America? It's probably more, 25 billion. So you could literally cure homelessness and hunger in America for 2 years just on that one thing that was spent.
To aid
But here's the
Ukraine
thing:
for,
are you there?
yeah.
Well, where do you think that money is going? It's not going to Ukraine, and even if it is, it's just going to pass to their hand. Like what to aid them, right? So what are they buying to aid them?
Missiles.
Weapons.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
weapons of
who's
mass destruction.
supplying them? Who's the world's best military? That's what I'm saying. It's money that our government. It's kind of a good idea if you think about it. It's a way to stimulate our own economy. If there's a war
But
going on, we give them money, and then they give it right back to us.
let me
But
say
now it's in
this.
the form. It's sort of laundered. It's in the form of GDP. So
Can
we
can
inflate our
can
numbers. It helps our stock market and everything. Go ahead.
can we just say something about Ukraine as a nation? It is very good as you as a human being, as United States as a nation, to say, brother.
Love you.
Oh yeah, yeah. It is
Yo
very
quiero ver tu
important
culo. Ay, qué rico. Ay.
for
Saca
you
tus
as a
tetas.
person or a nation.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but let me tell you about Ukraine, and I'll try to use a metaphor. You ever
In
knew
Ukraine.
a guy, and I'm just doing
In
this for our lady
Vietnam.
listeners. I picked our lady listeners out to get it. A guy that somebody said, "Hey man, he's probably not that good. He's into a lot of different ties." And you stop messing with him,
Wait, hold on,
and
hold on, hold
then
on.
he comes back asking for money because Cheryl Dean or decided to punch him in the face. And he said, "I
Hold
need
on.
some money. I gotta go to the doctor." And you
Can you hear
remember
me?
yeah, I hear you, bro.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. You were just talking about Ukraine, and then you just said, "Let me just like you're doing a parallel for like women, like a way to explain it for women."
Well, I'm just doing a
And you said he's not
metaphor.
that a metaphor.
I'm
That's what I
just
mean.
doing a
So
metaphor. So Ukraine is the man, like Ukraine is being the man. Okay.
okay, and
Uh,
this is a girl who's dating a guy, and the guy is Ukraine,
yes,
and his
yes.
girlfriend, her girlfriends are talking to her and saying,
Just into a
"Girl, he's
lot
not
of
even
shady
that good."
stuff.
Hold on, can you change your voice for this? Because I need some attitude with this one, Derek. Go ahead.
Well, well, girl, you don't need to mess with him because he's just not good. He's just not. Time out. Are we actually? Should we do
Tranquisha.
it?
Tranquisha, yes, he is good. He is my
Why
baby
did we choose
mama.
to do it
He is
like
my baby
that?
daddy. Hey, you better
I
lock it in. Okay, girl? You gonna come at my man like
Ukraine
that? You
got
better have
good.
some good. Come on, let go.
Well,
Black
it's
Ukraine.
just like Shanita. She ain't good. You know what I'm saying? He ain't good. He trifling, and so then he come back because Shadana done did him wrong. You know what I'm saying? And
Cook, girl. Let her cook.
then all of a
Let her.
sudden, he
Yeah.
asking you for some money. You understand what I'm saying?
What
Ukraine.
benefit is he to you, girl? You just giving him money. He's just take, take, take. Is that what you're saying, Derek? Derisha?
Yes, yes, and that is what I'm saying about Ukraine. Ukraine has been one of the most crooked countries for a long time, and so all of a sudden now,
Derek,
when they go to
Derek,
war with
no.
our biggest
No.
op,
You're looking at it all wrong, Derek. Let me show you something. All right. You
all
ready for
right,
this?
go ahead.
Well,
I'm just saying, Ukraine, $90 billion, folks. It's a lot of money.
Derek, you're looking at it the total wrong way.
Where's
You
it
look
coming
at it from
from?
You need to look at it from World War II stand. You need to look at it from
Just
China
say
and Russia. Okay,
okay.
hold on,
So
hold on. I got you.
this is
Let's look at
conservative
this.
views.
All right,
Okay.
all right, all right. Are you looking at the map?
What
Can you
in
see it?
communism is this?
Are you looking at the map?
NATO countries, Europe map. I'm looking at your search bar. Now I'm looking at the map. All right,
Okay, you're
what?
looking at the map.
Point out
Okay,
what you're.
this this is what it used to be. All right, this is all these red countries are USSR. All right, Ukraine was USSR. Estonia,
Yes.
Latvia, all these Baltic nations. Okay, now let's look at. This is what it is now. All of these Baltic countries are in NATO. Ukraine and Belarus will never leave. Crimea is literally Russia now. Look,
Mm.
Turkey's right here in the south. Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, they're kind of doing their own thing. They're Middle Eastern countries. They're going to be fine. Look at this, bro. Seeking NATO. Russia has countries that are American allies on their entire um, western border, northwest border, and now Ukraine.
It's
That's why they're
funny.
fighting against it.
It's
That's
funny
the
how they
only
don't
reason
even
they're
have
fighting against
a
it.
color for Ukraine. It says current seeking Russian territories. Belarus ain't
Well,
even stepping out of line. What's
now
Ireland's
let me put it
problem?
to you, Derek. Let me put it to you this way.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
let's imagine that Ukraine is Canada,
Yeah.
and Russia was trying to basically help, like, get influence with Canada. Right now, Canada and U.S. are friends, but let's say something changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, think about it. Who do you think Ukraine is more friendly with, Russia or America? Considering the package we just sent them.
Dang. Probably
Now look, and now
America.
let's say Finland is Mexico. If
Time out.
Russia,
Finland.
what?
Just can I clear this up? You just said Finland's ally is Mexico.
No, no, no. Imagine that Russia is America, and imagine Finland is Mexico and Ukraine is Canada, or maybe Finland is Canada and Ukraine is
I thought you
Mexico.
said Finland's
We
ally
are
was Mexico. I was about to say
no.
somebody ain't been to
Mexico ain't
Mexico in a
nobody's ally.
minute.
Mexico is like our like
All right, we're looking
dependent.
for allies. Mexico's hand goes up. Is there
Hey,
anybody
can you
else?
see her? Hey,
Is there
can you
anybody
see
else?
anybody else? We are right here, man. Hey, look
All
at me,
right.
man. We got cholos. So all I'm trying
Anyways,
to
yeah,
say is,
yeah, yeah.
imagine Russia was taking over Canada basically and taking over Mexico. We would be tripping the fuck out. That's why Russia is like so like hell bent on trying to prevent Ukraine from, like, they're trying to take over Ukraine. They want more space because Moscow, bro, is really close to the eastern border. Watch this, Moscow location
So
on
has
map.
Russia invaded
Look at this,
Belarus,
bro.
or is it just
Look at that. That's where Moscow is, bro.
time out? I don't see
It's
nothing. You're still on the same screen. I think you got to share that screen.
hold on, I can do this.
Yeah,
Moscow location on map. What about now?
yeah, I see that. Well, and
You
just
see this? Moscow is right on the border, and these
okay.
Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, they're all in NATO. It's
In
getting
World War
surrounded.
II,
That's like Washington D.C. being surrounded by Russia.
and in World War II,
Uh huh.
the it wasn't the USSR, it was the Soviet Union. What Ukraine was a part of Soviet Union, so technically the Nazi.
That is USSR. Well, you're talking about back in the day.
Yeah, but I mean, no, I'm just saying they had to go through Ukraine to get to Moscow. Now it'd be pretty easy to get to Moscow if you ever had a European invasion, correct?
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier. Yeah.
Well,
So
look,
that's why Ukraine is such a big deal to us and to them. We're trying to play chess, right? And we're trying to checkmate Russia.
yeah.
And if we can get Russia, then what's next?
Well, and so
China.
in this same bill, not only was $60 billion in aid for the Ukraine, but there was $26 billion in aid for Israel. You know, due to their
Yeah.
stuff. How much?
Well, I mean,
How many
that's the
trillions are
problem.
we in debt?
Oh, a
What is
shitload.
inflation like? I understand that we need to be our brother's keeper, But what happened at the same time? We were like, "Look, bro, I ain't got it. Yeah, just
Yeah.
I ain't got it."
Well, we can't afford to do that though because it's a national security thing. We have to prevent Russia. We have to keep Russia down as much as possible, and China down as much as possible. I think even you would, if the consequences of us saying no, don't worry about it. Like, sorry, we don't have the money for you. Like, if that happened and Russia took over Ukraine, it would be a pretty big deal. And then if Israel fell, it would be a really big
Well, I
deal.
don't think
We
Israel's
have
gonna
to do
fall.
it.
I'm always gonna say support Israel, but I just feel like, bro, it's a lot of money going out. You're talking about $86 billion
No,
that
I
we just
agree.
said, and it's like, what are we gonna
Yeah.
do? Are we gonna make up for it by raising milk another 26 cents for everybody?
Well, I mean, the U.S. GDP is 25 trillion. Let's see. U.S.
Yeah, look that up real quick.
Treasury.
I'm going to go get a charger for my phone. My phone died. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'll be back.
yeah, yeah. Good God, you just fall down.
I'm here and I'm loud and true.
Okay. So in 2023, we had 640 billion bucks a year.
They're all scallywags, if you ask me.
I
I actually like the way
I
this
think
blazer feels, dude.
yeah, that's
Do
nice.
you wear a
Looks
blazer at
good too.
work?
Nah, I only do this for special things.
What? So, what'd you say the GDP was?
Anyways, oh, GDP is like a shitload, but I think that really just means how much money the U.S. takes in with imports and
Yeah.
exports and interstate trade. But the Treasury has $640 billion. I guess that's how much they get to use per year. So 60 billion of that is still 580 billion.
That's a
So
lot.
that's a lot. That's a big chunk of it.
Mucho.
Yeah.
That's mucho dinero. Well, look.
But you got to think of Ukraine as a military base and think of Israel as a military base. We need those bases, close to our
Why
enemies.
can't we just be friends with you?
I agree
Why can't we just be friends with
because,
everybody?
well, that kind of goes into game theory. And there was a study. It was the prisoner's dilemma. So they did a study. I can't remember where it was. If I thought real hard, I could, but we don't have time for that.
It's all right.
They did a study and they said put this enemy A and enemy B together. If one team defects, um, they get 6 points. If the other team defects and the other team finds out about that and then they defect, then instead of the other team getting 6 points, both teams only get 1 point. And if no, it was 3 points for defecting and then 1 point if both defect. And then if they both agree to cooperate, they get 6 points. So cooperation, you get the most amount of points, right? You get the most benefit from
Yeah.
cooperation. Or you can take advantage of your enemy and get half as much, and then the person that you took advantage of gets nothing, right? So they set up all these teams to compete against each other. They created computer code, and they were just trying to basically figure out like how can you best work together, or can we just take advantage of Russia and win everything? And it turns out that cooperation is the key. But are we ever going to do that? Are we ever going to find the common ground, or are we going to just go for blood? It's
Were you valedictorian? Because
no,
that
no. I was
sounded
like
like it,
number
bro. You
10.
sounded really smart. A couple times I just drifted off into. I was
Hey,
like,
I'm smart.
I was looking at my backlight back here. I
I'm
was like,
smart.
dang, I don't even know what he's saying anymore.
No, it's
It
just a way
sounded
of like
smart
trying to
though.
figure
Like
out like chess.
somebody appreciate.
It's like
There's
playing chess.
yeah. Well,
Yeah. Well, I didn't say it in the right way, which shows how dumb I am.
so
Anyways,
but anyway, where Ukraine started with it was in that Trump presidency, and my goodness, dude, does it not seem like since
yeah, that's
Trump has
true.
stopped being a president and is aspiring to be another president, that man has done nothing but sat through trials? Does it feel like that?
I know, bro. That's all he's done. And it's like, dang, who cares anymore? Like, he hasn't been convicted yet.
Well, and you
So that just shows you that like people are just pissed and trying so hard to prevent him from being president is what it seems like.
well, and 2 years ago you had his Miami raid, correct? Like they like about what 2 years ago they raided his.
I guess I wasn't paying attention to it. I got tired of hearing about Trump.
Well,
He's the
look,
freaking
I sent you a video on Instagram,
news.
but this is out of everything, bro. This is what kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies, and I don't know if I could side with Trump on this one because I'm just a person that has common courtesy. But if you could, Smeagol, would you pull that video up and share that with us? Because here's the deal: I'm a
Yes.
Trump guy,
And
but
this is my first time seeing this
yeah,
video. Are you ready?
yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm a Trump guy,
I'm a
but I'm
Trump
listening.
guy, but some things just can't be accepted, and this is why. Because hey, go ahead, just go ahead and share the video with us.
Okay. Here we go. Let me refresh. Pause.
Trump continued to fall asleep during the proceedings as well. And what I'm hearing from my sources as well is that, and I'm hearing from credible sources who know what's going on in the courtroom. And what I'm hearing is that, take it for what it's worth, but that Donald Trump is actually farting in the courtroom and that it's very stinky around him. It's a putrid odor in the courtroom, and that Trump's lawyers
I better hear a clip.
Are like repulsed by the scent and the smell. And I'm not just saying that to be like, oh, funny. I'm actually, we have good sources there. And I'm hearing it from actual credible people.
Go ahead and like it while you're on.
As he's kind of falling asleep,
since you put his clip,
he's
on,
actually
like
passing gas.
live.
And that his lawyers are really struggling with the smell. I think you'll actually start to hear more of that. Maggie Haber.
That sounds hilarious.
So look, man.
Okay. Well, I mean,
like Jeff Foxworthy said, it
over.
takes more than two people to say to play who smelt it, dealt it. You know what I mean? We all know it's you, Donald.
Bro, that's a funny story. So when you go on vacation, you eat good food, right? Maybe a little different than you're used to.
Indian, Thai.
And maybe you go on a limb and you're like, you know what? I'm not supposed to have jalapenos, but I'm on vacation. I'm going for it. So, I went on vacation. I had some good food. You know what I'm saying? And then we got on a plane and we're coming back and like, bro, I had to fart. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't about to get up, go to the toilet just to fart.
And that sucker's pressured up too, dude.
You don't fart once. Yeah. And so like I let one loose and I was like, God damn, ooh.
And you didn't know. You probably thought it wasn't going to stink. It's subtle.
Yeah. But it was hot. It was nasty. So then another one came and I was like, God dang, I hate to do it to him, but I got to do it. I let another one rip. And this guy stands up and he goes, hey, that's enough. Whoever's farting needs to stop. And I was like, oh my God, yes. That is, you know what? That's so true. Whoever's doing that.
Don't even,
disgusting. And then about 5 minutes later, I let another one rip. And he's like, all right, I've had it. Who is it? And everyone's looking around, and I'm just sitting there. And I held him from then on out. But that is a true story.
Dude, I would just,
that is a true story, I swear to God.
Well, look, man, Donald knows, bro. There's appropriate places to let out gas, bro. In court, you're already behind the 8 ball with the courts. Like, don't get behind the 8 ball with your judges, dude. There's places to fart, and there's places to not fart.
Order, Mr. Trump. Can you please hold in your gas? Good God, man. Have some couth.
Could you imagine and then all the courts just looking around like,
Excuse me.
I'm
He needs
very
to mic
sorry. I'm
himself
very
up.
sorry. I just
I'm going to hold your asshole in contempt.
these things need to be kept under control.
Uh,
They need to be kept under control. But there are appropriate places. Like look, I don't even know how I can say that. I tell my wife I'm not going to talk about these things that my wife does because she obviously doesn't do anything nasty at all.
He
But
definitely
there's
doesn't fart in the
ways,
bed at
there is
night.
places to fart. There is ways to get away from bad smells when you go use the restroom. Courtesy flushes, letting down a window. Obviously, if you know you're going on a long trip, don't eat spicy food. Don't eat any Tony Chachere's, any kind of seasonings that would just.
Look, nothing's going to stop me from eating my spicy foods, man. I mean, I'm just telling it like it is.
What is the one food that you see somebody
Okay,
eat and you're
hold on,
like,
hold on.
oh no, oh no?
Oh, bro. Okay, so it's like oily, greasy, and like mayonnaise and avocados and ketchups and stuff like that. Like when I see a woman, and I know it's all right, it is what it is. I'm sure when women see
Yeah.
men eat like hot wings, they're like, ugh, this is Nick. When I see women eat like something with a whole bunch of like mayonnaise and spice or avocado, I'm just like, okay, not a little bit of avocado. I'm talking about like you're going crazy. You know, how women are like, it's what's the diet where you eat nothing but like fat stuff. You don't eat any carbs.
I believe that's
It's
paleo
keto. It's bacon. It's keto.
keto.
It's
Yeah.
keto. It's I dipped my avocado in mayonnaise and I'm eating summer sausages. I'm on a diet. It's like, what? You're eating the fattiest foods ever and you're calling it a diet because there's no carbs.
There's so many mixed opinions about keto, bro. Like I've heard a lot of people be like, "Yeah, bro, keto is it's everything." And
Well, have you listened to there's a chick that comes on the Joe Rogan podcast and she's a nutritionalist and she's like a scientist. Like she knows everything about it. And she was like, do you know how hard it is to stay on keto, Joe? Like if you eat a salad, you're off keto. Everything has a little bit of carbs. To be truly in ketosis, you can't eat like a single like 0.2 carb.
that's crazy.
Like it's so hard to stay in ketosis. And your fat ass friend who's 300 pounds overweight doesn't have enough self control and knowledge to truly be in ketosis. The only people that are going to truly be in ketosis are like scientists or like avid athletes who are in the gym every day who they study this stuff. Not Belinda, the secretary. No, she's fucked. She needs to hit the gym and just
The
stop eating so much.
Stairmaster.
Bro, say that's Stairmaster. I'm just
Look,
saying, you want them booty?
yeah.
That's
Hey,
Stairmaster.
well, look, man. All I'm saying is there's a right and a wrong place to pass your gas on an airplane. Smee, you should be ashamed of yourself. That guy had a point.
I
That
won't
guy had
do
a
it
point.
again.
But honestly,
I mean, I won't do it
you not
again.
telling on yourself is absolutely savage. I like that. So, point for Smeagol.
Bro, I stood there. I mean, my Robin Williams acting skills came out. I was like, he's right. Who the ever hell's doing it needs to stop.
I would immediately look to the oldest person in the room that can hear it and be like, you should be
It's Mary.
ashamed that you're
Oh,
96
bitch.
years old. And
Look
you
at your
can't
wrinkly,
even-
pale
Yeah,
skin.
no, he's got a point. He's got a point. Well, look, meanwhile, not only in that, bro, it's just a crazy year for politics. And, you get these election years and politics get to kicking up. People from different sides
Can
get
I
to.
ask one thing? One thing. Just a real simple question that I think everyone's thinking. You ready?
I was going to
Eric?
see if you thought I froze.
Yeah, I did think you froze because your camera legit was like,
Oh, he's
okay.
full of tricks. Yeah.
Here's the question. Do you even care what Donald Trump is in court for? And if he was guilty, do you
No,
even care?
I don't care, but I do care. First,
No one does.
do you think at this point it's a little bit petty? Do you're like, all right, boys, chances are he's going to be the
Yes.
Republican candidate. Stop. Just let him be.
Like, who cares if he paid someone to not say anything? Like, who cares? Welcome to the real world. She said to me, condescendingly, take your
The world's
life,
full of it.
plot
Oh,
it
yeah.
out in black and white.
The world's full of it. But not only so, there's a right and wrong place to pass your gas, but these elections not only come with the gas of the bowels, but
You've
they
got the
come
ballot
with
in
the
your
gas
hand.
of the party. And the sad one, the problem is, so you hear about that senator, bro, and they're so desperate. They're
No.
so desperate on these tracks of getting to the
Which
power.
senator, so I can look it up?
I already sent you the video. It's on Instagram.
Hey, bring me your higher
It's
power.
on Instagram.
Oh, senator. Oh, okay.
So
okay.
it's on Instagram. Just
see
go
it.
ahead and
I
roll
see
that
it.
clip because she. But I side with her.
Roll that beautiful bean fudge.
Yeah. I side with her.
All right, you side with
I bet
her. All
you
right, so let's
backstory.
see.
It's a minute clip. Just watch it and just get your knowledge here. 3-minute clip.
This is 3 minutes.
Yeah,
and
y'all
20
got a
seconds
little
there.
time. Y'all get the gist.
Get it right. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Tonight, after a home in Detroit Lakes was broken into, Woodbury State Senator Nicole Mitchell is at the center of burglary accusations tonight.
Mitchell says it's all a misunderstanding. In addition to being a senator, Mitchell is a lieutenant colonel.
Well,
I just want to know. I mean, if it was a Republican, I would say
Democrat.
Okay. That's fair. No,
Democrat.
it's fair. Go ahead.
In the Air National Guard, a mom and a foster.
Did they just say she was a lieutenant?
She's been a lot of
All right. Army.
Mother.
Whoa. Why'd you say it like that? Prostitute? Whore? Has she been a
I'll
whore?
leave that up for speculation.
I mean, looking at her cheeks, nah. She's
And a former TV meteorologist. Senate Minority Leader.
A meteorologist?
I'm
This
telling
chick's
you,
awesome.
dude, come on.
She wasn't a lieutenant. She was a
She's
lieutenant
got credibility.
colonel.
Let's just say that. She's got credibility. Go ahead. Yeah, no,
She's
absolutely.
a badass.
Leader Mark Johnson has called for her resignation. Fox 9's Karen Scullin with what happened and also her political future.
4:45 Monday morning, the homeowner of this Detroit Lakes home, who is Minnesota Senator Nicole Mitchell's stepmother.
That is a shitty house for a senator.
No, it's her stepmother's home. Yeah, it's her stepmother.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right, that makes sense.
Called police for a break-in. Police found Mitchell in the basement, ordered her to the ground, and arrested her. Court documents show she said something to the effect of, "I was just trying to get a couple of my dad's things because you wouldn't talk to me anymore. And I know I did something bad." She went on to tell police she wanted pictures, a flannel shirt, ashes, and other items of sentimental value. Mitchell admitted to leaving her Woodbury home at 1 a.m. to get to Detroit Lakes. She was found dressed in all black, wore a black hat, and had a
Boom,
Bro.
boom, 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 boom.
Listen to the description.
Senator,
Though. To be
I'm a
a
lieutenant
senator,
colonel.
it
I can
sounds
break
like
into
she
this
got her
shit.
feet wet or been to a seminar once or twice in her life. Like, just keep listening. She ain't done this.
flashlight covered
A
with a
flashlight
sock,
covered with a sock.
apparently to diffuse the light. DFL Senator made her first court appearance today, but now her political future is uncertain. And so is what happens in the Senate. Right now, the DFL only has a 1-seat majority.
I would say that based on the fact that the Minnesota Senate is a 34-33 Democratic majority, that a Democrat member is not going to resign under these circumstances and throw the Senate into a tie and then have a special election that decides which party controls the Minnesota Senate.
But former GOP Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelka said Senator Mitchell should resign.
I think she should resign. And I would say for the good of the Senate, it's going to be nothing but a circus. And, you know, the fact that it's a stepmom, that makes it really, really tough. But I don't see any example or circumstance where you're just going to go and burglarize somebody's home. There's no place where that's ever right.
But McClung says resigning isn't really necessary and doesn't think it will happen given the tight DFL majority.
There have been members of the legislature who have resigned when faced with criminal charges. In more recent,
That's all we need to watch.
Okay, now they're going to talk about political shit. So we got.
That's all we need to watch. And this is what I'm going to tell you. This is what I'm going to tell you. I'm a Republican. I'm not even too embarrassed to say it. But this is a Democratic.
Whoa!
This is a Democratic senator. And she
Whoa!
went to her stepmother's house to get ashes, to get some of her daddy's stuff.
I've been trying to call you. I want my dad's ashes. I want the photos of Paul.
I don't think that's messed up, man. If I've been trying to call you, my stepmother, to go get my daddy's stuff, I don't think that's a problem. Well, time out. Is it a problem the way she did it? Yes. Okay, all right, scratch that. But pay attention what the people
doing, step bro.
Pay attention what the people that had an opinion on. They didn't even say nothing about the robbery. They were more concerned if she needs to resign or not resign, because if she resigned, then it put the Senate at an even vote. They didn't even say nothing about the robbery.
Yeah, well,
they just said how it looks.
Okay, well, look, I see both sides on this. But let's be honest, it's illegal to break into someone's house, and you're a senator.
Let your daddy have some stuff at your stepmama's house, and she said, "You ain't getting it."
I completely understand. I'm not saying that. Like, she should have just went over to her house in the daytime. Yeah. She should have just went over to the house in the daytime and said, like, "Look, I want my dad's stuff. Is there any way we can come to an agreement? Can I at least make copies of photos?
And could you call the cops? Like, could you?"
And then she steals the ashes when she's down in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it said that she had a flashlight with a sock over it to dull the light. Brother, if I'm robbing somebody's house,
this nigga was like, open the window.
If I'm robbing somebody's house, I'm charging in there. I'm kicking door and I'm saying, "How can I get out in and out as fast as possible?"
I'm fast as fuck.
As fast as possible.
Still fast as fuck, boy.
Well, I'm seeing how to get in and out fast as possible. I'm not thinking of the little ins and outs. So to say that she's sliding a sock over a flashlight, bro, you don't think like that unless you had some previous criminal history or you had some guy like, this is what you need to do.
Well, here's the thing. Who brings a flashlight to a robbery anymore? Like, just bring your cell phone. I mean, maybe she didn't want the cell phone to be tracked to that location. Maybe that was the whole point. Maybe the cell phone was left at home.
So there's some points in life that we're like, we know you messed up, but we kind of see the angle you were coming from. Is this that? This is that?
Yeah.
That's fair.
100%.
That's fair.
Yeah, this is 100% like slap her on the wrist, and she probably does need to resign and get like a real person's job. I mean, she's a lieutenant. She was a lieutenant colonel in the Army National Guard or Air National Guard. She was a meteorologist probably in the Army or the Air National Guard, to be honest. I mean, she can get a job. She doesn't need to be.
So you think it is the right idea to resign?
I think so. She needs to get. She seems like a person who enjoys her privacy, and like she's sentimental. She does stupid shit like that. She probably should just like be a normal Joe Blow. You know what I mean? And she'll be above average.
But what I'm saying is to the Democrats. This is such a political podcast. I'm sorry, that wasn't what it was intended to be. But to the Democrats that are saying, "I don't give a dang if you broke in your stepmama's house and took them ashes. I would have done the same thing, but right now you can't back out because it's 34-33 and we need you." What do you think that says about those people? Like,
who cares?
You don't care. So what I mean, I guess to round off that question, are you could you see where they say resign, and could you see where they say stay where you at?
I'm leaning hard on resign, and there's no real reason. Who cares about
I know,
politics,
but that's what I'm saying.
I mean, we all care about politics. I'm not saying that, but like obviously this chick, I think she would be happier if she just gave up politics. Like, come on, you don't need. Who wants to be in the public eye anyways? And do you even make good money? You probably make better money. Well, you probably make really good money as a senator. Maybe that's what it is. But I mean, you probably made some connections being senator. You got a tarnished reputation now, but just go back and grind and live your life and enjoy your life. You don't need to like being friends with a whole bunch of people is a fake life. That is not real life. Get out of that stuff. Unless you're a super altruistic person like Abraham Lincoln, you don't need to be a politician.
Don't, I wish we still had politicians like Abe. You think there's any more? Nope.
Bernie, but he'll be dead soon.
Man, we watched. Off topic. We watched Tarzan the other night.
Wow.
And
which one?
I mean, is there
Son of man, you
exactly? Is Tarzan? A lot of times you go on Disney Plus and Tarzan's overshadowed. I was like, do they have Tarzan? And we had a search. It wasn't like a top search. And as soon as we hit play, I'm like, bro, people really downplayed the soundtrack over the years. Like Phil Collins, phenomenal job on a soundtrack. Phenomenal. And if it was nobody, it is Peach and Smee on episode 4. We're sending a shout out to there for Phil Collins on the Tarzan soundtrack 28 years later.
Oh, yeah.
You did what you're supposed to do. But look, I'm going to go ahead and do a shout out. Can I do a shout out real quick to my boys over there? I don't even know. Let me look out. Let me look at them. Because we need to have the
Let me guess. Is it the place that you've been talking about that has the pig skins on Thursdays?
Oh boy,
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, yes sir. I've been telling them I do it, but I want to make sure that I know what to
Way
send
to go,
you.
a-hole!
Oh boy. Yeah. Why'd you do that? Hey, no joke. Seriously though. Pause real quick. Because that exact ringtone is the ringtone that I set for my wife. Mind you, when I set that ringtone, I was like, this is so cool because I love the Harry Potter song and I want to mix this and blend this with my wife because that's why I want to know her as just something unique, and she is unique to say the least. But, you know, as a wife, she has duties to straighten out the husband.
New York.
And so when I hear that phone, be careful what you set your ringtone to because you don't realize that also can go in the good and bad conversations. When I hear that, dude, it scares the heebie-jeebies out of me sometimes. But look, this is what I want to say. First of all, I don't know where you're getting your crawfish at. I think maybe some of you HEB, maybe some of you these little pond water crawfish in Southeast Texas. But these guys over here on 7901 Twin City Highway in Port Arthur, Texas, yes, sir, Ancelet's Cajun Meat Market. They got it going on, bro. They got crawfish the size of small rabbits.
Hold on.
Ancelet.
How do you spell that?
It's a Cajun thing. It rolls off the tongue very nice. What I wanted to say is they have crawfish literally the size of small baby rabbits. If you've seen that, it's about maybe like the size like a size of a 5-year-old shoe. It's ginormous. You need to go over there and check them out. And not only do they have crawfish, but I'll tell you guys, Wednesday was my roughest day for the longest, and I had nothing to look forward to. And I changed my perception because on Wednesdays, not only is it the infamous hump day that we all must get over, but it's also Ancelet's Cracklin's Day. And if you don't know about them, now you do. Go check them out. That's the Ancelet's Cracklin's crawfish. I don't know if they do taxidermy, but they process deer, but they're good at what they do. And trust me, go check them out, guys. They're good people. And they care about the crawfish. They care about the crawfish.
I love it.
Yeah, bro.
I love crawfish,
yeah,
bro.
dude.
I actually want some crawfish right now that you're talking about
It's been a rough season, you know. For a while there, they were like $5.99 a pound. How you gonna afford that, bro? It's a lot that we can't always.
That's really expensive.
But look, all I gotta say is, man, I'm just my mouse died there for a little bit.
Oh,
Dude, I was searching for it.
What?
We appreciate everybody being here for episode 4, guys. Look, the more you watch,
You're so hot. Oh my god.
the more you like,
Christian called
the more you
Christian
share.
called you sexy, Derek.
We
Oh
have a
my
new schedule,
God.
guys.
Oh
It's
my
gonna
God.
be every. It's
He
yeah,
called
dude.
you hot, bro.
You know what that means?
You
Yeah,
didn't
you know
like
what
the
that
name.
means. So look, guys,
Yeah.
every Sunday night we're gonna come on at 7
off
o'clock
your shirt,
and
boy.
entertain you guys. There's no more speculations. Is it Friday? Is it Saturday? No, it's every Sunday night at 6. If you want a piece of this, come get it. We're gonna start. You know, we got big things for 2024. We're regrouping. We done revamped. Smee done put the mask back on because you know what they said. We don't like the mask. But then they said, we love the mask. Because truth is, we love the mask.
How was your face?
What you got to say, Smee? Just send them all for episode 4, brother.
Look, everybody, I love everybody. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Unfortunately, we gotta get back on the grind.
Hey, Mama Sita.
But what? No, you're early. Why you bringing me that hot dog, girl?
Boogie.
Now my dog's in here, girl.
Look, guys, it's been real. We appreciate it.
No, everybody have a great week.
We're going to
Love
go play
you.
Search and Destroy. I'm going to win every game. Hola, mami.
Adios.
Ciao.
What is this?
Ciao.
Are you holding?
Ciao.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Ciao.
yeah. Ciao, Roberto.
Hey, bud. We'll see you in 20, bud.
Hey,
We love you.
let me
We love y'all. God
see you then.
bless.